What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the video. In this, I just want to talk about AMC stock, kind of what's going on, different ratios and things, to kind of give you some input on my thoughts on the stock, where do I think it might be going, what I'm doing with everything, and all that good stuff that comes with the stock. So if you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. But let's go ahead and just get straight into it. This is my first video in over a year, so sorry if I'm a little bit rusty. But we can see AMC stock, looking at the daily chart, the MACD is looking incredibly impressive right now. Okay, the stock went from like $3, $2.80, $2.90, shot all the way up to a high of about $12. I think the exact number is like $12.90, if I'm not mistaken. And looking at it, just the huge returns, looking at the daily super trend, yeah, we're seeing a buy rating, a lot of volume coming in from going 24 million in average volume to 520 million yesterday. Today, it's literally 11 a.m. Central Time, so the market's been open for like 3.5 hours, and it's already trading at 359 million in volume. A lot of people might be cashing out. I'm just saying the cold hard truth. I'm not gonna kind of block anything of my opinion and actually what's going on, and just giving this idea that the stock's only going up. Of course, that's what we want to do, but any unpositive things, any negative things, I will be making sure that in this channel I talk about them. I don't give you this false reality on the stock. So looking a little bit closer to AMC, in comparison to GME, how's it been going over the past week? We're up insane amounts, 200% roughly, making huge returns. But why is this all happening? So let's go ahead and talk about this. GameStop surges 70% as meme stock craze returns, and this kind of led to a domino effect for AMC. So Roaring Kitty, he's kind of the big guy who almost started all of the squeezes that happened in 2021. The GameStop in January, this whole craze. He's kind of arguably the biggest player in this. He is the biggest player. His legal name is Keith, and he ignited this on Monday with a post on formerly Twitter, now X. This post right here. This gamer sitting up in his chair and kind of just like getting intense. So now he kind of is thinking, all these things, all these revenge, we're looking at all these different things where people are like, they're getting revenge. And it's kind of a almost symbol to GameStop, and, all the managers and everything. So we're looking at this, and there's just a ton of posts. This is his first post in 3 years, okay? May 12th, when was the last time he posted? June of 2021. So 2 months, 2 years and 11 months. We're looking at pretty crazy things. But let's talk about a little bit more. Shares of GameStop traded 70% higher. This is yesterday, following 70% higher before being paused, and they had the 74% advance on Monday. AMC went up 90%. They also announced that AMC raised about $250 million of new equity capital during this. And realistically, I'm giving you all the insights. I don't want you spending money, and if it goes wrong, it's because you didn't know the full story. What happens, I want to show you the financials of just AMC. Raising $250 million is kind of critical. Net income of negative $324.6 million. That's definitely not the best. They're looking at free cash flow of like negative $420 million per year. It's not the greatest stance. They have negative equity, so they need to be raising money. And I will say AMC's management, in comparison to GME, is probably not the best in the way that they go around this. They're trying to save their company, and they're doing it by diluting shareholders a little bit. At least they did in 2021. So we're looking at things that might play a little bit more risk in AMC rather than GME. But other meme stocks are also kind of topping their way with BlackBerry. You have costs. A lot of companies are just kind of capitalizing on this meme stock. Analytics firm Ortex Technologies estimated that losses for the GameStop short sellers came in at roughly $870 million as of yesterday on Monday's close. And for the entire month of May, $1.26 billion. So this is definitely something that if you were the short seller, you're not wanting to see this. But at the price of 46 per share early Tuesday, Ortex Technologies said GameStop had lost another $1.04 billion, pushing total losses for May to just over $2.3 billion. Now that's a lot of money, but I'm not going to say $2.3 billion amongst all short sellers is the end all be all. It's a lot of money, but these people also have a lot of money. So I'm not saying that the squeeze is anywhere near over. You look at everything, the short interest ratio, 0.49 days to cover according to Fintel. According to Yahoo Finance, though, short ratio is the same thing, 2.91. So that means if all shorts were covered, looking at average volume, it would take 2.91 days for short sellers to kind of cover their shorts. So it's a little bit controversial in how long it would actually take. This is average volume. So looking at the volume that I said earlier, 360 million shares being traded today, that's a lot more than the average volume of like 24. So it could happen in less than a 2.91 days. I don't want you to have this false reality and go into this with blind thoughts. I'm just giving you the actual facts. I just want to make sure you have all that information. The current short percent of the float as of the end of April was about 20%. And you can look here, if anything, it's higher. I mean, a day ago, there was 100,000 shares short available. Now there's 0 as of 45 minutes ago because it was last update 3 minutes, 42. So we're looking at good numbers in the sense of a short squeeze. I'm not going to sit here and say it's inevitable because I think it's impossible to say it's inevitable. But it does look pretty well. There's definitely money to be made if things go as they were. If you were owning the stock at $3 a share, I mean, you'd be sitting up pretty nice right now. And if you sold, you sold, but the stock is looking very good. So another thing I wanted to point out was Andrew Tate is also getting behind this. He claims to have been behind it back in 2021. But we must unite against the matrix, GameStop or death. So join the army. He's talking about it. He's tweeting about it left and right. I lost lots of money attacking it during the last time. Always been a part of the resistance. And this is just something I wanted to point out. I'm trying to give you all the information. I am giving away $10,000 for you to buy GameStop stock. To qualify, do this, this, and that. So it's a little interesting seeing people such as Andrew Tate with, how many followers does he have? 9.2 million followers on X. It's very interesting to see people like this also going for the cause. But I want to talk about also what's going on, $5 billion in losses. How true is this? I don't know. According to CNBC, and also Ortex Technologies, it's sitting at around 2.3 billion. This tweet comes from here with 25.5K followers. This was posted an hour ago. Short sellers of GameStop and AMC have lost $5 billion in just 48 hours. Now, this was just GameStop, so it could be hypothetically that AMC has caused $2.7 billion in losses, but I haven't found any source for making that credible. So keep that with a very heavy grain of salt. Make sure to always fact check your information. This isn't just 48 hours. I don't know what source he has, but keep that with a grain of salt. It could be even half of that is incredible. But buy button removed in Germany, so I wish I knew how to pronounce that, but I translated it to make sure. Yes, it says GameStop is currently not tradable. So that is on Robinhood in Germany. So, we're seeing things that kind of gave us the same trends and the same ideas and the same patterns that we saw back in 2021, with stocks not being available to trade, lots of money being lost, squeezes, a lot of media, a lot of hype coming into the stock. And I think it's so early on in this, just looking at both of the stocks. I mean, we go past 5 years, we can see AMC. I think this kind of all started, it did all kind of start around this area, beginning of January, end of December. And let's just look at AMC by itself. Okay, I want to take GME out of the question. 5 years. Okay. Here's kind of the beginning, $8, all the way up to about 52, 51, back down, back up, down. And this is all over. We're now in April, okay? And then in May, we had the biggest part. There you go, 230. Like, the squeeze is very interesting. Now, there are some things that happen with this. A lot of stuff comes into play that might be different in the past that we might not see today. We're looking at a market cap of about $2.2 billion on the company right now, but it's been very flat. Okay, so I'm just saying the setup, it's very early. So things can change, things will change. Who's to know how well it will do? But it's very important to understand this could also be something that we saw very long ago. This is about the same exact time, 3 years ago. It's like May 14th. This is like the same time that we saw this happen 3 years ago. So this is a very outstretched thing. It's not necessarily going to be outstretched completely. I can't guarantee you that, but it also very likely could do the same because history does tend to repeat itself. But that's going to wrap it up for this videos. I'll be sure to continue making more videos about this, keeping you updated with what is going on with the meme stock mania If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you at the next one.